Britney!
Something that has been placed on women for millennia. This is a Freudian issue. This is about women thinking, this is about society thinking that women...
Today was a wild and significant day in court for Britney and her whole team. The court initially appointed Matthew Rosengard as her new attorney. After considering pleadings from Mr. Rosengard and from the ACLU, the court decided that Britney does have the constitutional right to make her own decision about who she hires as her attorney. And then from there, things went relatively out of control. So after the appointment of Mr. Rosengard, then we had the attorneys for the conservator of the person, Jody Montgomery, and the attorney for the conservator of the estate, Jamie Steers, lobbying accusations at each other as to who's to blame for all of the things that Britney's been complaining about.
Ho ho! The conservatorship has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho ho! The conservatorship has got to go! Hey.
It was an intense scene because it was a packed courtroom full of media. There were almost 60 members of the media there. You know, last time there had been these COVID restrictions in place, and the courtroom has been very sparse. So even though the lawyers and Britney herself weren't there, it was a packed courtroom, and it had the tension of a packed courtroom.
Yeah. So one of the more dramatic portions of the hearing was when Mr. Rosengard, who had now been appointed as Britney's attorney, stood up and asked Jamie Steers to resign as conservator of the estate on the spot, on the record. Now that's a very dramatic move. Some might call it showboating, but as expected, Mr. Steers did not answer, and through his attorney said that that is something to consider, but right now he believes he's the right person for the job.
This is a young lady who was hunted on the streets by paparazzi so much that the paparazzi laws had to change. Yeah.
In the end, the judge basically told the attorneys that they need to get along. They need to be working together to figure out a proper medical plan for Britney, to figure out how to get her out of the conservatorship as quickly and efficiently as possible if she's regained capacity, and then to figure out who her team is going to be going forward. The court has set up follow-up hearings because the conservator of the person has said she is going to be filing a formal medical plan as to the steps needed and the treatment needed for Britney to regain her capacity. The court heard from Mr. Rosengard that he is going to be filing a petition to terminate the conservatorship, and in the meantime to have Jamie Steers removed as the conservator of the estate, and the court set a September 29th at 1:30 hearing for follow-up.
No.
It's a Band-Aid.
Band-Aid.
Oh, totally. Wait, really?
It's hard to get out of a conservatorship because it takes a lot to get into one in the first place. You need to prove to the court that a person has lost the capacity to make decisions for themselves with regard to their health or with regard to their money and their estate. And to get out of it, you need to then prove to the court, I've regained my capacity. I've been in therapy, I've been taking medication, I've worked on myself, and now I'm able to make these decisions. So it's not just standing up and saying, I want to be out. It's proving to the court that you're ready to be out.
But at the same time, Britney, with her words, with her very public words, has forced it all into the open. And now they're all being forced to reckon with it in an entirely different way. So whether we're any closer today to the whole thing ending than we were, a year ago is hard to say. But there's definitely a game being played around it now.